Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. I had a phenomenal time playing this yesterday, so we're back at it. Sorry, I'm just messaging somebody. Again, I always do this. I should do this before I start streaming, but I always put off streaming, and I'm streaming later than I actually want to. I don't have the time that I want. But... Okay. Let me find the thing here. There we are. Beautiful. Oh, being the PS5 version, I imagine. Oh yeah, it loads real quick. So we found out a lot about our own identity last. Got a whole bunch of shit here. Yeah, so the physical instrument thing, we're not gonna... That one's just gonna be there forever. It's not gonna go away, even though it's impossible to do now.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet
Bone yellow
amphetamine.
powder.
The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you. There's a good, vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
I wasn't thinking about taking it, I swear. I was thinking about justice. I've heard amphetamines make you a really good detective. Are you a really good detective? Are you a really good detective? Someone's taking narcotics here. Perhaps the police should interfere?
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However,
points to the ladder
see
in the
that
corner.
ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? The secret path the local kids use.
Not bad. Get out of the way or get fucked up. Cured pig's head. Looks mummified. It's hard to navigate because of this camera. We're up on the roof though, that's good. I kind of just want to have the tear bag forever just to see if there's any stuff up here. Well, we have a bunch of healing items, which is good.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle on its back.
Son of a gun, it's a cop's cloak.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
Look around.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at
it's...
enormous
I'm sorry.
towering in the distance. Then he turns back to the sad piece of fabric flapping in the wind.
What is there to jump for? There's like a... Like a what? Like a meter high drop? What is there to jump for? I'm not quite certain.
What are we doing? We're awfully close to breaking into the industrial harbor. They are bound to have information for us. I thought that was our intention. Or it could be that we are just exploring.
He looks around, wind rustling his hair. Should I go for it? Hold on. We're gonna take off my pants and I'm gonna take off my shoes. And we're gonna do this. Well, we're not gonna do it, but I'm gonna quick save and we're gonna see if we can do it.
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
I think the cloak is mine. Should I go for it?
The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it?
Cold pavement below. There's no jump. It's just a tiny drop. Like, there's just more roof there, right? This camera angle is off. I'm not sure the angle is doing it justice. I never understood this part. It doesn't...
Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 meter stops. Whenever you're ready to do it, I'll be right behind you.
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what its pockets may hide?
Let's try. A quarter chance. Nope. Health damage?
Nope. No. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And you've climbed way too high up here.
Another, I don't know what that would be. A queuing failure? Doesn't seem dangerous, Lieutenant. Must be crazy to suggest that. Doesn't. Certain death vertigo almost pushes you.
You could have died there. Shit, 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 shit. I'm failing you. This wasn't part of our deal.
Hey! What happened?
I'm alright, Kim. I just can't do it
understand.
right now.
We can always come back when you are feeling better. It's just a cloak after all.
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still...
Okay, we're gonna save scum once. We're gonna save scum. And we're just gonna see if I get it. If I don't get it, we'll come back later.
A tarpaulin cloak
I'm not wearing
with possible
pants, right?
RCM
Okay,
markings
let's try it.
is still caught
No.
on the railing.
That's okay. It's not a... You know, there's no jump. You just
Nope.
move down.
Hey! What happened? I understand. We can always come back when you are feeling better.
Should I keep doing that? No. No, I got better stuff to do. That's okay. Well, other stuff to do. Better stuff to do, who knows? My rhetoric is already pretty high, so maybe having my maybe having this on would be good. I don't want my rhetoric to be down too low, but brr, brr, brr. No. Oh, it was body music.
This Post Levantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front. A faint sticker on the side reads, RCM Emergencies Desk number 8102, with a slogan, Mankind, be vigilant.
Good mail delivery box.
The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
I feel you, mail collection box. Been there. Post l'aventurier. Mail collection box. Adventurier. Mail collection box. Been there.
The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder. Then you swallow.
Every time the game tells you that you shudder, it's like... just something odd is happening. I can't reveal anything important until we get to the end of the game here. Let's try and get into the apartments, though, because I don't think I even bothered trying to do that before.
There must be another way into the building.
Whoa! Holy fuck!
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
Says in a quiet voice. Despite the cold, his shirt hangs unbuttoned on his frame.
It's the voice of someone who has something to hide, my liege.
No trouble for me, I just want to know what's going on here.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
He's right. Or I'm right.
Is it really that important?
Adjusting his
Like
shirt.
a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
He's so gay. I can already tell. But it's not good. I mean, it's not bad. It's not good. It's just, I love it. I love it. I'm getting a vibe already. It's the same voice actor as that Tommy guy, the lorry driver. Just crazy. This game does that a lot. It reuses voice actors, but it's nothing like. What's oof? What do you mean? Good morning. How you doing, Joy Boy? So you've got a good view of the Whirling's backyard. Can you tell me anything about the
I'd even
hanging?
go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken away?
We will remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us, where were you last Sunday?
Oh,
He waves
You asked me
lazily
that,
with his
didn't you?
cigarette.
Wait, is someone else investigating the lynching?
Did you?
no, not you two. Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more muscular
Just
gentleman?
waking up from a nap. How are you? I'm doing pretty well. I'm playing Disco Elysium, so I'm doing pretty well.
Last week?
This game is
I don't know.
this
Look.
game's dialogue and writing is so encapsulating. Looks around the courtyard again. Old patio chairs and dead house plants litter the scene.
He's an actor declaiming a soliloquy. See how you hang on his every word.
You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday?
I had a friend over.
What kind of
He was
friend?
my Sunday friend.
What's your friend's real name? Did he see something?
He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. In the neighboring windows, you can see faint reflections of his silhouette, all from different angles.
Can you tell me your name?
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
That's definitely not his real name.
You're not actually called Martin Martinez,
No,
are you?
of course not. Could you please lower your voice?
He scans the courtyard. It's silent like the bottom of a well, every sound captured and reflected back. All right, we'll talk later.
No. We won't.
Takes one last drag of a cigarette before stubbing it out on the balcony. That was good voice acting, by the way. It actually sounded like this guy was holding the breath in while he was saying
Now, if you'll
that.
excuse me, I really need to get going.
Time to bring out your secret charm. Tears and beg him. Show him your emotional side.
Trash?
Please don't go. I'll even stop smoking inside.
Listen, I really have to go.
God, failing red checks is some of the cringiest shit ever. It's so painful. Side throw yourself before his very feet like a dog. Yeah. Sorry, I don't narrate the text when I just try to get it over with as soon as possible. With a flick of his wrist, he sends the extinguished cigarettes sailing over the
Good luck
rail.
with the investigation.
We're just gonna watch him walk away.
He's gone.
Turns to you. You should run after him. See where he
No
went.
point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself.
Probably didn't have anything
He
important
could
to say
be a
anyway.
witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case. There has to be a way of getting inside the building. Once we've found a way in, we can ask around for his apartment.
A stone, like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. Maybe there's something under it. There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt.
This must be for the front door. Pity it doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has hundreds of apartments.
How are we gonna find the right one?
We'll just have to go in and see.
Not bad. Got a skill point from all that. Savoir-faire we're gonna need, unless there's some other way to get to the dock workers, or I mean to get up. We're gonna have to see what the union strike's all about to see if there's a way to get up to the harbor from there. We'll hold on. Well, actually, do we have any more thoughts? We do. Authorities down. These aren't great. Little guy gets further and further away. Okay. Letting out its sweet smell like lilies, the island little man's forgotten its name, still remembers a feeling like moves. A feeling animates him. Alright, if I thought this with clothing gets smaller and smaller. I don't even know how I get these sometimes. Ace is high. Coach physical instrument. Torque dork. Rigorous self-critique. Some kind of superstar. Kingdom of Conscience. Apricot chewing gum scented one. Caustic echo. Actual art degree, overprotective honor glands. Finger pistols, 9mm. Magnesium-based life form. Bringing of the law jaw. Advanced race theory. Jesus. Yeah, we can be a racist in this game. Anti-object task force. So that's if we keep failing physical instrument checks. The Jamrock Shuffle, Remote Viewers Division, Motorway South, Opioid Receptor Antagonist, Date of Birth Generator, Homosexual Underground, Arno van Eyck, Fairweather T500, Searchlight Division, One More Door, The Litany of Contact. The Litany of Contact Mike, Hardcore Aesthetic, Finger on the Eject Button, Col de Mamadakwa, Wasteland of Reality, The Suicide of Krasmazov, The Precarious World, Cleaning Out the Rooms, Jamais Vu. Oh shit, that one's good. That one's like one of the best ones. Bankruptcy Sequence, The Insulindian Miracle, The 15th Indo Tribe. Yeah, this shit's so weird, man. Well, should unlock these, I guess. Shit, that's right. You need skill points to forget this stuff. That's so horrible. Well, might as well start researching this stuff early. Hopefully the bow collector's good. I remember ever getting that one before, so we're gonna see what that one's like. I don't like having low on authority. We're gonna have 0 authority, I think. Hand-eye coordination, I want my motorics to be good, but we'll just see. Let's go for that one. I don't remember, like, I can't remember if any of these are good. Like, I can't remember which one has, like, a really good, like, which one has a good, like, reward. Like, yeah. So, Mazovian socioeconomics is good. The volumetric shit compressor is going to be good. Yeah. Having free empathy boosted like that is nice. Just go bow collector. Might as well. We'll just see what's going on there. Flip up glasses, the auditor. Logic is up, and authority is even lower. Balancing the books, or filthy boho, probably a narcomaniac. These flip-up sunglasses were fashionable in the old, but have since lost their popularity. Their thin, gold alloy wire frames are a reminder of drug-addled bohemian artists. What, like the Beatles? These days, the glasses are only favored by organized crime accountants who desire to look cool. Let's just keep this here for now. Eviction notices and missing pets are plastered on top of each other. Boxes filled with cleaning chemicals, smells of laundry detergent. Someone has drawn a 5-pointed star on the wall.
That isn't just a 5-pointed
I was gonna say Encyclopedia probably has something to add here.
Pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers, the iconography of communism, in other words.
A pentagram? Based? Iconography of communism.
The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mazov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure.
Why is the star upside down?
To symbolize the toppling of the old order.
Okay.
Also, some social democrats were already using it.
Right. What's the deal with the antlers?
The wreath of antlers represents a natural crown. It was about building a society that could exist in accord with the natural world.
Hmm. Not sure how I feel about above it, but hmm.
Because white is the color of peace.
Um. Okay. If that's like an officially designated thing and not racially motivated, then I'll buy that for $1. What does it evoke in me?
Gone. Gone is the glory of hope. Only the scribblings of impoverished students remain in dirty hallways.
Well, maybe let's work. Is this rhetoric about to add something here?
You are the big communism builder now. It's you or no one.
Here we go. We gotta do it for the teens then. Boots?
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, number 11. No reply. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise. This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, no, the shackle snaps like a twig, and the lock falls to the floor with a little thud. It should be possible to enter now.
After you, detective.
Flamboyant poster of a white star. Real lithography.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads, Kraz Mazov.
Nice.
Honestly,
Found him.
He does kind of look like you after all.
Huh. Why does this tenant have a bust of Kraz Mazov in their bedroom?
The white star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting.
Huh. You have to admit, Kraz Mazov bears a striking resemblance to
Hold
me.
on a second. Is this why you broke in here? To find out whether you're Krasmazov?
I have to consider and investigate all possibilities.
Except that Krasmazov is dead. He's been dead for 50 years now.
Just humor me for a moment. Don't you see the resemblance?
Well, you both do seem to share an affinity for sideburns. But it seems like old Kras here didn't drink nearly as much as you.
How do you know? The bust is probably just a romanticized depiction anyway. Maybe this bust shows him before each other. Yeah, I have a problem with that. It's just a romanticized depiction anyway.
Very well. Let's look for identifying features then. Doesn't he have a birthmark right here? What about you?
I can't tell. I can't see my face.
All right. But here's the big thing. Krasmazov looks Samaran, and you don't.
I don't know if I'm part Samaran myself would be a lie. I want to commit to this.
Okay, you win. Be Krasmazov then. I don't care. Why are you so hell-bent on proving that you're Krasmazov anyway?
Because I believe a powerful nation state is the only way to protect the working class from subhumans. So I can be an authoritarian communist? Because actually he wanted stability and incremental progress, and so do I. So I could, warp... So it's like the moralist, co-opting of the poor guy, which I really don't want to do. Well, I don't want to do the fascist thing either, obviously. Because he was totally a gangster and a bank robber who went for all the cash in the world. That's me, so that's the liberal option. Because I'm a communard.
All right, class. You fought in the revolution and everything, if you say so.
Father Mazov, the hero of the working class.
Whoever lives here definitely shares your enthusiasm.
He leans closer to inspect the photos of revolutionaries on the wall.
There aren't many communists around. Not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the ideology going, it seems.
As they should. The suicide of Krasmazov. -1 to rhetoric. Bad PR. There's something you can't get out of your head. Krasmazov, the father of scientific communism, the premier of the Communist Party of Shest-and-Grad during the anti-centennial revolution, head of the 11-day government, sideburn-toting, bearded figurehead of the movement, shot himself in the mouth and died? One day in his cabinet, as things were collapsing around him, just gave up? That's not good propaganda, is it? Be a communist. Shoot yourself in the mouth. Something about this irks you. Huh. Well, so what? I'm going to pretend that Krasmazov didn't kill himself, or am I going to find out that he didn't? Or a mysterious third option that I can't theorize about just yet. Photos of revolutionaries posing with guns. Books of critical theory on the monstrosities of capital and such. Would these orbs not be worded the same way if I wasn't a communist myself? Well, that's a notable amount of money, sort of. Door number 9 is locked.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Huh? This time the steps come closer. Who is this? Demands a female voice, wary and tense. That's not... There's something wrong with the dialogue. That's not what... Is it a young communard?
Do I have to open the door?
You hear the clacking of heels again as the other side walks right up to the door. Her tone is now getting a defensive edge.
Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason.
I guess we gotta find a reason then. Graffito says a firing squad for the rich. Oh wow. Note reads foreclosed by Martinez Realty Associates. The sea below looks cold and winter gray. Turn down the wall. Old grocery list on the table.
What
Checks.
happened here?
You can't foreclose on an apartment with a hole in the wall.
Put your emotions aside. Try to focus on abstract, impersonal things. It will still be accessible through the apartment next to it. That one didn't have a door.
This is me
Sadly,
manually healing
nothing
there.
of great value remains here.
Stuff in the fridge.
Indeed.
Give me a moment.
Elderly woman is leaning on her broom, her knuckles white as bone. She seems to be having difficulty breathing.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
She sneezes into a dirty handkerchief. This won't take long. I only have a few questions.
Go ahead, then. What do you want to know, policeman?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
Who are you?
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways.
Do you live here?
If you could call it living. I have a little room upstairs right next to the coal room.
She spits on the floor before wiping it off with a broom.
It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
She hasn't spoken to anyone for a while. Even her sentences feel rusty.
Huh. I'm looking for a young male in his mid-20s, dark hair, skinny build, a smoker on the balcony.
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
She looks at the other end of the hallway.
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
He's going away for life. No trouble. I just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives?
Talk?
She squeezes her broom, trying to catch her breath.
What was so funny about that?
He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Ask away, policeman.
Do you know who lived in the foreclosed apartment?
The hell am I supposed to know? Another nut job, I assume.
Why is there a hole in the wall in the abandoned apartment?
Some lunatic lost his mind. All kinds of morons pass through these halls.
Who lives in apartment number 10?
No one lives there. It's been empty for months.
But I talked to someone through the door.
Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there.
She pauses, eyeing the hallway.
Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you?
Sure, I'll go see what I can find.
Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans.
Who lives behind the padlocked door?
Oh, that one is a scientist. A future scholar.
Suddenly, the old lady's face is beaming.
I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study.
Astrology?
Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall.
You mean the star and antlers? I think that's the symbol of communism.
The symbol of what now?
Communism, you know, like in the World Revolution. You know, the ones who support the working class against capital. It's an ideology. It has some noble aims, but it's also been used to justify terrible bloodshed. So, moralist, trying to figure these out here. That's like normal. And that's probably the communist answer. That's the moralist one. That's the liberal one. And it's a symbol for contributing to the demise of our noble state in the name of some made-up world of equality. Jesus Christ. Man, playing as a fascist is going to be so horrifically entertaining. Like, just the satire is just so gross. It'll be the closest thing to playing as a villain in this game. Communism, it's a political ideology. Class against capital.
Huh. I thought Revachol was the capital.
Oh.
She
That's all.
mumbles some
Thanks.
kind of a response, then hacks something into her handkerchief. You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is big.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant?
Let's go.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason.
The apartment is supposed to be empty. Did you break in here?
Excuse me? Of course not.
You have plenty of reason to enter.
Are you, are you cooking morphine in there? I don't need a warrant if I suspect there's been a break-in.
Oh, come on.
There's a pause before you hear the door being
Well,
unlocked.
that was easy.
That was smart.
Nodding towards the unlocked door. Let's see what's going on. Monk straps. These Per and Ingersoll shoes have no lacing but a strap and a buckle. Due to their elegant and affluent design, they have been described as the most advanced dress shoe. So advanced, in fact, that walking through slush and mud does not leave a single trace on them.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see?
She jingles a set of keys in her hand. God, she's creepy looking.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
She fumbles through her purse, fishing out a light paper-clad passport.
It feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revachol Zone of Control written under a nondescript municipal logo. There's a picture of her with shorter hair inside, along with all her personal details.
Nice haircut.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? I need to be back in Midtown in an hour.
What are you doing here?
I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place.
Sounds like they knew how to have a good time.
It was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent.
She stops, hesitating.
A sudden serious look crosses her face. This story didn't have a happy ending.
But that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you wanted, or is that it? I'm in a hurry.
Who lived in the foreclosed apartment down the hallway?
Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3. We closed the apartment and planned on auctioning off the valuables, but... And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close the neighboring door. And there's a hole in the wall. A hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's gone. Just like that.
She snaps her fingers.
The sum must have been puny.
Couldn't have been that much money. These apartments look pretty shabby.
These apartments are perfectly fine. They have gorgeous architecture, a million-real view of the bay, good ventilation, neighbors, life, spark, and they are affordable. I'll tell you, Martinez has a future. In a few years, it's going to blossom with artists and creatives and those radio computer wizards.
My money has also disappeared, I think.
Well, it does not disappear from my hands. No, I don't let it.
So wait, what happened with the wall?
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or resources to fix it. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both.
She's still shaking her head, manicured hands now crossed over the chest. That's all. Thank you.
Of course.
She replies with a smile, but her eyes remain glazed over. She's been waiting for you to leave. Yeah, that sounds about right. Blister pack of medicine peeks out of the box. You should take it. like a fine mattress. Ridiculous. You can hear it swarming with bugs. Mazovian socioeconomics are almost done. Did I not inspect that already? Revolutionaries love to pose with their guns. Here we are. Conceptualization. Classic white summer jacket, loved both by the Saramirzian Saramirzian Communist Party and the accompanying subtropical drug traffickers. It fits you well, regardless of your political ambitions. That's good. Moss crawls on these bathroom tiles. Actual moss. These shower curtains are covered in some sort of slime. The curtains shift, just a little. Someone is watching from within. Just a door. Nothing for you right here now. Cool. Someone's growing rosemary and thyme and a cactus.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
He looks around, taking in the cold spring air.
We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
What do you mean?
The smoker on the balcony. This is why we are here, right? He might know something about the murder. So tomorrow 9 p.m.?
Don't worry. It's mostly all still here. You can remember things. You got this.
Sounds good. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m., right here. Apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
Why can't it be tonight? It's almost 9 o'clock.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry. You'll get him. Remember, tomorrow. He's probably gone for today.
Okay. Door to apartment 29. Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. There's apartment 30. Voices from within, singing along to some buoyant dance track. Chairs and tables eaten by rain and rot. We're finding more and more garbage.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
Girl stares at the sailboat by the pier.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
We just want to know your name, little lady. Don't need to get defensive. Don't use that tone with me. I am the law. Let's learn on your blood type and go from there.
Go where? Accosting a minor?
What does that mean? No, let's not do that.
Listen to your partner, pig man. Keep your grubby hooves off little old ladies.
Despite the attitude, she puts the brush
A
aside.
brush, an artist. The red splatter is urban expressionism. That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Watch your back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Let's check this out.
Brazilian Socioeconomics. 0.000% of communism has been built. Evil child-murdering billionaires still rule the world with a shit-eating grin. All he has managed to do is make himself sad. He is starting to suspect Krasmazov fucked him over personally with his socio-economic theory. It has, however, made him into a very smart boy with something like a university degree in truth. Instead of building communism, he now builds a precise model of this grotesque, duplicitous world.
So simply thinking about being a communist isn't enough, it seems. This is what I want. Sort of. Downtrodden inva-communists. So authority is down. Reaction everywhere. It just seems like just like I'm just being reactionary instead of actually being educated as a leftist, which is hilarious. However, now we can farm experience. Well, not farm, but now whenever we say like weird lefty stuff, not weird, but like we say communist options in dialogue, we get experience, and that adds up. So I like. One of the reasons I like being a communist in the game is because, well, aside from me just kind of being honest about my politics, because being a communist is the only left-wing option you can be in this game, which is very clever on the game's part. Anything that gets you more experience in an RPG is good. That's why Idiot Savant in Fallout 4 is so fun, too. Let's see here. Oh, I never reported back to the cleaning lady. I mean, she's right there. Let's just go do that. Whoa, this isn't it at all. 100 tiny feet screaming beneath the grate. Rats of the city. Well, I kind of want to put these pants on because they sort of... I get the electrochemistry bonus, and the reaction speed reduction gets offset by the hat I'm wearing. Except I don't have something to have rhetoric go up.
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm, and collected. As your hand enters the pocket, your fingers brush against something, soft, yet crinkly. Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. Something about the wrapper's texture is familiar. By the way, the raw materials were most likely exported from Seaguy, the apricot suzerainty, and processed in Sur Clay into the apricot-flavored chewing gum loved by kids of today and yesterday. Something about it is familiar, and not only to your fingers.
Enough cold to last for several winters. Smells of chemicals. I haven't talked to Kim yet. Let's head up here. Door's locked, you can't get in. Chair's new. Someone lives back here.
Give me a moment.
I didn't find any counterculture people in apartment number 10. I was just a real estate agent setting up the room for new tenants.
I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them.
Yes, radio computer wizards are coming. They're gonna save the place and the economy. No one is coming. There will be nothing but squalor unless we start unless we start killing real estate agents. Lax women and sexual deviance. That's who will come.
We won't be killing anyone. And you shouldn't say things like that. You're a police officer. There's been enough killing. I've seen it.
She's seen it and known those who have been killed.
Oh, well, now I feel bad. But I said, yeah, 29. Yeah, it doesn't tell you. I don't think it tells you when you get the experience, but I have a weird number now. But it adds up. Oh, so now what?
Yes?
Tell me about the case.
What do you want to know?
Would you say this is a mysterious case?
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Why not?
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
I was thinking something otherworldly might be involved. You know, something supernatural. White male in his 40s. What more do you need? Personally, I think labor disputes are very mysterious. Okay, so the case probably isn't mysterious. Could it be? But could it be sexy?
I can assure nothing like that will happen. Do you know why not?
Something's already happening.
No, something isn't happening. Because it's not part of reality.
The gesture resembles an orchestra conductor bringing the choir to a full stop. So desperately mundane. You need to funk this case up. There's something the lieutenant isn't seeing. The universe is too irrational, too morally complex. You should convince him.
We're from different precincts. Why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
What do you mean?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
I don't remember being in on anything.
That's good.
Tell me about
What's there to say? It's just stupidity.
it. Kind of stupidity.
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
Gotcha. So there's a struggle over who runs Martinez.
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
A good man. So you volunteered to spoil it.
Yes, I'm an unrepentant spoilsport.
What's special about Martinez?
Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist.
Wonder what this says about me. That I was sent by my station. Thinking it best to let you make the next move. He raises an eyebrow.
It's all part of the master plan, you see.
I am a highly experimental cop, but if I am right, this is outra even by my standards. I was sent to teach you a lesson in style. There can only be one conclusion. I am the finest, case-solving machine sent to outperform you in every way imaginable. It must be an augury, an apocalyptic omen sent by my people. Can you guess the message? Apocalyptic omen sent by my people. Can you guess my message?
No.
You know, there will be a bloodletting of unimaginable proportions. Unimaginable. You know, actually, no, I'm not.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition? If not, we should move.
Enough of the competition then, tell me something
Yes,
else.
it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
Let me try this.
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to slight Precinct 57.
To slight? Like to make them look bad? If Harry's a failure, how would that make Precinct 57 look bad?
Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco garb. You weren't sent here to win.
Kim, what if my precinct sent me on this case because I'm a fuck-up? Like, as a joke.
I've considered it.
So it's true.
It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional. But I also think it's somewhat unlikely.
Why's that?
I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win.
Do you really see me as a safe bet?
Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
Aww. Isn't he awesome? I fucking love him. I think you should know that I can't remember anything.
No response. He just arches his brow. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
I feel like I must repeat this. I don't remember anything. There was heavy drinking involved.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
I'm completely lacking in basic information, but even this organization we're in. So what should I concentrate? Well, the case, obviously.
Not a fan. It's just the nature of lieutenancy.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. That means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs. Even you know this.
But I'm completely lacking in basic information about even this organization we're in. Can you help me?
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
I'm afraid this is a medical situation.
Really? You look fine to me.
I'm talking serious, unbelievable damage here. I saw myself in the mirror and had no idea who I was.
This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink so much as to retroactively erase their entire life.
It's not psychological. Some sort of major brain damage has occurred on an unprecedented scale.
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted?
No. No. Even the whirling is much bigger than this sloop. This is worth more than you'll ever earn in your whole life.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbor. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
She steps closer and holds out her hand over the railing. Joyce L? What does the L stand for?
Phaeton, my maiden name.
Her bony hand dangles from the sleeve of her oversized raincoat.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19, because that's the type of sloop it is.
Okay, but what kind of boat is it?
It's a pleasure craft. A 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
How do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
A lot of people on boats, are
Of
there?
course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Wait. What do you mean archipelago?
I mean, we are on Lakayu, are we not?
She raises her brow. I thought we were in Revachol.
We are. And the city of Revachol is on the island of Lakayu.
Still, I haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around
I
here.
haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich.
Why?
Why what? Stop thinking. Take her down.
It'll come off like I'm envious, and I'm not.
You're not? Okay then. Just keep on admiring the boat then, unburdened by envy.
You have a license for this boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
I think I have a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
So, what do they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things, and that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain.
Companies award royal monopolies. Huh. We're the other Indo-tribes.
Son Baptiste, Elysium, an unknown entity known as Brightest Star.
We're in good company, it
Why,
seems.
thank you.
She does not register the real meaning of the remark. Was I being sarcastic? How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
Wow.
20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments.
Wave hits the sloop. She grasps the mainstay for balance.
A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility.
Where does Wild Pines get all these
They
billions?
started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Easterlers 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain.
Who was the king? It's sort of like world history stuff. I remember talking to Joyce here is like not my favorite part of the game. But
Centuries of care, deliberation,
a lot of interesting.
and
I mean, not
madness
interesting,
had
but a
gone
lot
into
of
this
them.
endeavor. Vessels
The
passed
substance,
through
for
the great
sure.
unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
Probably helped to start out with a royal monopoly.
You know more than you let on. Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo tribes have failed or been absorbed. To survive, wild pines had to grow and adapt. No suzerain did that.
So, as a conglomerate, it's... what? Like an amoeba? Just, you know, it's like any conglomerate, like Disney or anything, where it just eats whatever's nearby. What is such a huge system out with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
8% of all cargo in the world? That's quite the indifferent to you. You don't keep it moving, the workers do. The company's nothing like that.
We built this district.
Wow.
We. There it is. She owns up to it.
All the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, with its bastions. The plazas Meteor and Mosaic. Even some of the old street lamps have been put back thanks to the investments from the WP.
It's behind you where the seawall
Before
rises.
Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revacholian employees. A company getaway, for a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter. I'm here to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built.
She's talking about contracting the architecture to be built, right? The infrastructure. But speaking literally, it's still working class people who have to actually do the work to build the infrastructure, to actually keep the lights on. That was my point. Something she either dodged or has deliberately attempted to shut down. Just saying. What can you tell me about this strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Wait, what if...
Have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade and Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
An octopus? I will slay it.
Good luck is only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own.
What the ma'am means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
Leave it alone.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What is your role in this, precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Tell us more about this behemoth.
What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organization now.
The union employs a racist guy? How are the talks going before the
Let's
lynching?
say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the Union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the Union has gone on strike.
Heavens, no.
Usually
there have been
isn't.
2 prior strikes. Both times the Union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Wait, they weren't getting overtime pay and a medical plan? They mean like coverage? Or is that something else? Because that sounds like pretty reasonable stuff, but I guess we'll find out what she means by aggressive.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
I don't know what to think about that. Over-aggressive commie posturing. Seems like we have no idea about business. So, moralist, fascist, liberal? I mean, yeah, member of the board. Probably not literally, right? Like, that would be, like, it's about, seizing the means of production and all that.
Then you might also like their other slogan. Demand democracy.
Not hard communist enough for me.
Personally, I agree. It lacks the pizzazzo of every worker a member of the board.
What exactly do they mean by it, though? What's the demand? I just got a trophy for saying 9 commie things in the game.
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what? About anything, really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
That sounds like quite the process.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
That's pretty funny. I have to admit, workers can't be kings. King is king. The king is dead. Long live the workers.
That may well be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but as negotiations go, it's not a swell start.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
What happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it?
She pauses to compose herself.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Okay, then. Not cool.
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the Union.
Tell me about this union boss, Mr. Clare.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Is he that bad?
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
Wait, there are 2 of him?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, And when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union itself outside the Brothers Clare?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
She hesitates, looking for the right expression.
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
I hear organized crime has a history with labor unions. I'm actually discovering about this recently because of the new update to the Outlast trials. The 3rd season started, and liquidate the unions. The whole narrative of that trial is all about Murkoff playing around with like the perceptions of like work unions and like labor rights, and having Franco be the villain of that map is good. It's interesting. Because, like, yeah, that's a whole other story. Being Outlast, Murkoff completely just toys with the audience's perception of certain topics, and the reagents' minds are warped, and it's all very contradictory and confusing and inconsistent by design. It's one of the most interesting, thought-provoking things about the Outlast trials' story. But, anyway.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
an effective advocate for the rights of local working men. A giant leech sucking the life out of Revachol. Basically a socialist mob. For not to have an opinion on these things. See, that seems like a nationalist thing to say, but... basically a socialist mob.
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers.
There's 2 wolves inside of me. Both of them are pansexual. One more thing. You said something happened in the election?
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Some kind of extortion, probably.
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
That's all I need here. Let's change the topic.
Of course. How else can I help?
Do you know something about these tattoos?
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
Fine. Let's return to it later.
Better not tie the 4th day to the Bat's Day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
What can you tell me about this lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid.
She falls silent for a moment, contemplating something.
The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi, from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
It's possible. After a night of heavy drinking, I lost all memory of my life and the world.
Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
If only people had that approach more often, thinking of it like that.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Nope, my suggestion's too low. I can't. I don't wanna go for it.
Of course. But before we do, officers, let me be perfectly clear. The situation is extremely volatile. The sooner we can speak about this lynching business, the better for all of us.
Someone give me a lowdown on this reality we're in.
This reality?
Yes, reality is your side case. An experimental side case.
I am conducting a personal investigation into the world I find myself in. It's related to that medical episode. Still remembering even those basic terms of reality.
Yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy, now that I think of it.
Puts down a thermal cup
Don't
and
be
looks at
phased,
you.
madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
We're in Martinez, baby. A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I would just go hold over myself.
Aren't we all?
She refers to your corresponding ages.
What is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour. North of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Tell me more about Martinez.
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. As I told you, Martinez used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its part. Now the reeds are the real star of the show here. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
You mentioned a sea. What sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
Are we near the ocean?
Yes. Water, the Insulindic.
Known to the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the Blue Immensities.
What's the name of this island? Caillou?
Caillou, as
There
you
we go.
already know. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea. Misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the River Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her, and to humanity at large.
That's Martinez. What's Revachol?
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city. The great kind.
What makes Revachol great?
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Okay. Who built this city? Besides rock and roll.
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed.
When was Revachol built?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
Why will it resolve history?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men.
Why here?
We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
So we're pretty much at the center of the world?
Oh, we're quite a way off. About...
She points across the water where the skyscrapers rise.
A collection of tall ghosts behind the water vapor, light reflecting off their glass windows.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the Bank of the World building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Look to the sea.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Where are we?
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
Would I be lazy if I don't do it all now?
Oh, of course not. You are already diligent for getting this far, and diligent boys remember where they left off.
Okay.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
That's all for now.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else? Of course, Detective.
Man. That was certainly stuff that happened. Revachol Special Administrative Region, Le Caillou, the Insulindian Ocean, Coalition Government, Insulindian Mission Command. Name after name, and none of them is familiar. They seem real, but something is wrong. You feel like a kid looking at stickers on the fridge. Trouvant, the Apricot Company, World Games 34. You can almost see your hand reaching out for them. Scratch at the corner, see if they peel loose. This feels like the most important thing of all the thoughts, the one you truly must complete. Let's talk to Cindy a little bit more.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
What are you doing to the wall?
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
So you don't know what to write?
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home and Mono is here. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cards. And my name's not Mona, so...
Why are you so committed to defacing the building?
This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know. Summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation.
I have an opinion on this. Want to hear it?
Yeah?
This is hooliganism. I love public art. Don't mind us. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
Sarcasm.
She means the opposite.
Keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at?
The lieutenant is desperately searching for another handkerchief.
Huh? She turns her head to face the coast and nods disdainfully toward Joyce, performing maintenance on her boat.
Disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That Ozon whore. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from Rivershot. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez.
So, ozone is like saying bougie, or like you're describing a person in that kind of sense, I guess.
On a first-name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world.
Well, the negativity.
Have you got a crush on her? Aching for an opportunity to defend her honor.
Is that heavy fuel oil?
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
He says, studying the contents of Cindy's bucket.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
Fumes are bad for you, okay?
Something to think about next time you're driving around in your pretty little piggy carriage.
Do you know anything about the recent murder?
I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
Give me a moment.
No, I already reported back to her. Cindy still there? Good.
Hello again, officers. Have you come?
I, Captain, official poise. It's classic double-breasted coat suits everyone, including you. And if you ever find yourself battling winds at the helm of a ship, then the coat's heavy fabric has got your back, even if moths have left a few holes in it.
You see a set of tire tracks in the...
Hmm. Let me quick save.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants. As you narrow, this is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration? Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
His face and hands are pink. Thighs too.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
The monster comes back into focus.
So, what do you think?
Yeah, I think he was up right after death. His hands, feet, and neck are discolored.
Agreed. Especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports a hanging.
Still, could it be he was moved
There's
after
always
death?
a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt.
But there is no breath to catch. The hangman's knot. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt. Big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo.
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them. The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense I was afraid it would be. The brief suggested as much, politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing? Then you should ask me the first moment we get. A noose is one of those... That ladder can...
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory. The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered.
I need to know...
Yes, we do.
He breathes out heavily.
Oh yeah, do this shit! Fuck it up!
Let me
The
try.
lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He appears too deep in concentration to even notice what you said.
Let's just let him choose.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. That's a Kiel A9090 Armistice, mass-produced muzzle-loader, ascetic, frugal, one of the most common firearms in the world.
So an M1911 of the world.
He then steps back and assumes the fellow's test position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
Usually does it, partner. I'm not even gonna say anything.
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
God damn it.
Fucking idiot! Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
It's okay, man.
Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels sorry for the Beano Cloud.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his hand.
Oh. What now?
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance. It's bad as it is, us shooting firearms like punks. Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
A piece shines in his outstretched hand.
I only have one gun! This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
Can I fucking shoot these kids?
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana boyka! Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth!
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger.
Well, you need to practice better trigger discipline than that.
What are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth.
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
Well, the left eye first.
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, catching the noon light as the corpse slowly rotates. The slow movement of the branch in the wind and your shoulders directing the gun sink up, dancing hypnotically.
Good. That's good.
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
Damn it. Oh, I shot him.
A plume of smoke erupts from the barrel. Your hand goes numb from the explosion. With your ears still ringing, you lower the weapon to see what happened. You missed the belt, but hit the corpse straight in the chest. Bits of ribcage protrude from the skin. No blood, only a murky sludge dripping down his belly. The sudden stink makes your eyes water.
Oh my god, he's gonna fucking cry. I knew it. What a mulko.
It feels dry. Nothing comes out of you as you stretch and bend your face into a crying shape. You're too furious to cry.
Try harder. Try really hard to
The
cry.
lieutenant watches you jerk some tears. Your shoulders shaking and your eyes dry. The gun begins to slip from your fingers.
You malolda. The can't even cry.
The lieutenant gently picks his gun from your hand and holsters it.
We still need to get him down, somehow. The bad way. The way I didn't want us to. By asking the Harbor for help. They have the tools and the men. If they put him up there, they can take him down too.
How do we get inside the harbor?
From the gates. By negotiating or fighting. Or we can try the secret route we found, where your cloak is. It looked doable.
That's good that the game remembers that, even though I didn't pass that skill check
To
yet.
the gates. Let's negotiate.
Won't it be dangerous?
To ask the suspect for help with the victim's body? To be indebted to Evrard Clare? Very much, yes. Which is why I would have preferred us to handle this ourselves. Clearly we can't.
Suck my dick, bitches.
So I'm being indebted to Evrard
He's
Clare.
a dangerous and corrupt man, and we cannot predict what he will want from us in return.
Yeah? Don't go being someone else's bitches. You're Kuno's bitches.
Let's get to it then. Let's save Scum a little bit, because I'm curious.
The man before you is naked.
Yes, we do.
He breathes out.
Oh yeah, do this shit. Fuck it up.
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He appears too deep in concentration to even notice what you said. Silence, and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5. That's a keel. He then steps back.
So here's what's gonna happen.
Stess position.
He's gonna fucking...
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that
Here's what's gonna
echoes off the
happen.
walls of
Once I close my eyes,
Fucking idiot. Kuno could have hit it easy.
I have to say, it's beginning to look... It's back. Go ahead.
This is the... Yeah, take it, you fuck.
The cold.
The fuck are you waiting for?
The buckle comes into focus.
so if once I close my eyes, if it's gonna be a quarter chance to do it, we're gonna save Scum 4 times.
Fucking faggoty.
Or if we're gonna save Scum 3 times, I'm gonna try this 4 times. There we go.
The buckle explodes into tiny pieces, coming loose with a whir. With your hand numb from the recoil, You look at the body slump down. For a moment, the man appears to kneel in front of you, looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself.
Who killed you?
Communism.
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from, only that it's right. Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
You've been policed.
Ace is high.
The lieutenant raises his right hand, waiting for you to slap
The ace
it.
is high, a custom invented by the aerostatic brigades during the revolution, is used to celebrate success in Revachol, especially in sports. The gesture is spread across the world, despite the defeat of the revolutionaries themselves.
No audio?
The lieutenant takes a little hop to perform the customary salutation. Your palm hurts from the slap. It's precise and down to the point.
I knew these guys were
His voice is deeply approving. What now?
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me.
He needs to turn away from the
Slumped
corpse.
on the ground like that has not improved the way the corpse smells. The fall seems to have released something deep inside it.
It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy.
Wait, field autopsy?
Yes. The 4 phases of a murder scene. 1. Investigation of the scene. I'm satisfied with that part. The trash container, the prints, we've been thorough enough. 2. Initial examination of the victim. We were exhaustive in our efforts there. Good job. 3. Field autopsy. This will not be pleasant or easy, and it will have to be performed on the scene.
The fuck are they on about?
Cops are gonna cut his shit up next.
4 and final, transport of the coroner's case to the district morgue. I'll do that. God, it stinks.
Got it.
Good.
Alright.
In the meantime, we should try to interview Evrard Clare, the leader of the Union. Harbor property was clearly used in the hanging. The harbor just east of here. Getting in might prove a challenge, though.
So we're gonna have to talk to Claire anyway, regardless of how we got the body down. But I got the experience points for doing it.
I would also suggest we interview Joyce, the Wild Pines representative. But we've already done that, so good for us. 1 down, 1 to go.
This is the famous list of initial interviews?
Yes. And those were the interviewees. Let's go.
Sounds good. Why is my hand-eye coordination? Thoughts? What thoughts do I have? Oh. Hopefully the bow collector's done at some point. Do jamais vu for now. Or for now. What are we for time? We're not doing bad. Finally got the body down. So that's good. We're going to take a small break. I just have to go to the washroom. Maybe get a drink, some water or something. That'd be nice. Okay. I will be right back. All right. Got some water. Oh, got some chips. I was feeling really dehydrated today. Um,
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. An off-key melody starts playing after you ring the doorbell. Then a woman picks up the receiver.
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games.
She thinks you're the gremlin child. What would he say to this?
fuck off, pig. I'm Kuno. I don't give a shit. Let me
Pardon?
in.
This is not Kuno. Who is this? Please just stop calling here. I don't have time to deal with this. Thank you.
A single beep indicates that the line has gone dead. You ring the doorbell, but no one answers. What an ominous name for a hair salon. Doesn't bode well for anyone's hair.
Andrew Orlando Hair. Artematep's boxing for young
All
athletes
you
in gym.
hear is static, but no one answers the call.
24-hour window.
You ring the doorbell, but nothing happens.
Emma's Fashion Atelier.
You wait for a minute or two, but all you get from the call box is silence. No one answers the call. Looks like off with a lighter. The doorbell doesn't work anymore.
Slipstream SCA.
You hear static from the intercom speaker. It sounds as if someone has picked up the receiver, but isn't saying anything. You can almost hear them breathe.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric.
There's a woman's voice crackling and fragile through the static.
Have you come to place an order?
She sounds almost antique, as if her voice was being played off an old wax cylinder. A receiver must not be working properly.
Hold on, Tricentennial Electrics? I thought I was calling Slipstream SCA.
My God.
The lieutenant exchanges a look with you.
Sorry?
It's you. My God. I didn't think I would hear your voice.
Who cares that you don't remember her? Just go along with it.
Do we know each other?
Michelle, just please.
She stops and you can hear her breathe heavily, her breath distorted by ancient static.
Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care.
Hold on, tell me what's going on. What did I do?
Ever since I came to work here, it's been different. As if my mind's been wiped clean.
A spot of static overrides her words. When she speaks again, it sounds like she's submerged.
It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to finally forget.
Forget about what?
She sounds like she's about to cry.
Hello?
She doesn't answer.
You said it was nice. What's so nice about forgetting?
Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay.
What just happened?
Another seagull passes by. It's getting cold standing here, staring at the silent call box.
I don't know what happened either. We should probably stop playing with this thing.
Alright, it's a goodbye then.
You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call. 12 name cards on the call box read: No. Hold on. The last thing you need in your life is more hysteric emotions. Forget it. Find something else to do.
Fortress Accident, SCA.
Silence. No one's home at Fortress Accident.
Rivashal Ice City.
Silence. No one answers the doorbell.
Main Hall, Building B, whirling in rags.
Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you.
East Delta Pinball, entrance from Building B.
Silence. No one answers your call.
And there's an empty card.
This button looks new, but someone has removed the name card. Nothing happens when you try to ring it.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
Strange.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
That's the woman we were just talking with.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
So before we go on, you seem to be well off enough. Can you give me some money? I feel there won't be an opportune moment to ask later. So, are you the owner of this store?
I am. The proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Her voice, high-pitched, sounds familiar. You've talked to her before, through the doorbell. The girl outside mentioned this place is cursed.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir.
What in God's name is she talking about?
Your daughter is the one standing outside the store, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
Yes, of course.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Yes.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
Hi. Sorry about that. I just said hi as if I put you on hold or something. Like, viewer watching this. I suppose I didn't, but... People just wandering into my fucking house and just striking up a conversation with me. I can't believe that. Like, it's embarrassing because I have to tell people that I'm literally in the middle of doing something and they look at me and they're like, well, it doesn't look important to me. It's like, well, the fuck do I care about what you think? Like, ugh, it's frustrating. Like, God, I hate old people. Old people are like literally single-handedly the reason the world is entirely the way that it is. Why? Real life, I've said this before, not on the channel, but this is like a thing that I believe. I'm like half joking here. Real life should have a level cap. Like how in video games, there's like a level cap, right? You know, like you're up to a certain level and then there's like a power balancing concern, right? So they don't want you to be too overpowered, so there's a level cap, right? And like RPGs and stuff. Real life should have a level cap. I think once you get to 70, like the day before your 71st birthday, like once it hits midnight, you just keel over. Like instantaneously. No pain, no nothing. I swear to God. It's so frustrating. Like, okay, I'm just gonna say, I'm again, same thing about people fucking just walking into my room and having a talk with me. Like, in the middle of me fucking doing something. Mom comes home from work and she's belting out a song. And it's not, like, I am, like, not... You're gonna have to deal with this, by the way. I'm sorry, but I need to immortalize these words on the internet so that I can criticize myself for being a cunt in the future. And so that I can look back on these memories fondly, because I'm angry right now. Like, that's what's happening right now. So, my mom just does not give a shit about my privacy at all. And now my grandpa, her dad, also does not give a flying fuck about my privacy. Wanders into my room, talks to me, and like... Yeah. I don't know. I guess I don't... No. I had planned to do this today. He doesn't get to make me feel bad for that. He had some stupid voucher for me to have lunch with him. $20 off some sort of lunch. Yeah, I told him I was busy. Our cats fight, by the way. Like, our cats don't like each other. There's, like, different factions of cats. Mom has so many cats in this fucking house that there's actually, like... There's, like, a cat society that has its own factions and their own, like, fights and stuff. There's, like, teams. I'm not kidding. And these, and so the cats, when they're not blocked off of each other, they fight constantly. So, and Grandpa being I gotta be careful here, being the old man that he is, give me a second. dumbass. There. Guess I'm ending the stream early today to make up for how I talked to him just now. Because I felt bad. It was a very strange conflict of interests. It was very humiliating to be playing a video game and to tell my grandpa that I don't have the time to have dinner with him today. There's no way I'm going to be able to argue in favor of that. So, I meant to stream earlier today to have more time, but time with my family isn't something I'm going to be able to ever get back. So, I'm going to be ending the stream a bit earlier than I would have originally liked. To go have dinner. So, I can't wait. No, I can't even do that. He's going to eat at my place of work. I can't do that. I have to give them a heads up ahead of time. I can't do that. I can't do that. The place that I work at, I have to give the security like a 2-hour call in advance to let them know that I'm going to be there. Ugh. I don't know what I'd be thankful for if I didn't have a family. I've been thinking about that a lot. I know this is like a very strange thing to say on the internet, and it sounds like something I should probably be dealing with alone. But I've already been pretty honest about myself, like with politics and stuff, because it's Disco Elysium, so. It's in terms of like, I'm not going to be doxing myself or anything, but it's just going to be personal in a different way. Like, I think about it so often. I get so irritated and annoyed so often by so many different family members all the time. All the time. I never have a space to myself. The time I actually get to do this here, in my own space, the space gets invaded. Because I do not have enough time to do this, something I enjoy. Like, I do not have enough time to do it. Like, from when I get home from work at like 2 in the afternoon, right? And everyone walks into the house 2.5 hours after that. And I play video games for longer than that in one session. I intend for streams to, be longer than that. And so there's like this weird idea I have where it's like if I lived on my own, or otherwise the years pass and I just don't have these family members anymore, right? Like, they're just not around because time passes and stuff happens. I wonder what, if anything, that I would be thankful for. Like, would I really be so callous as to just be thankful that I'm not being annoyed anymore? Like, is that the kind of person I am? I don't know. Security's not going to be happy about me giving them a half-hour advance call instead of a 2-hour advance call, but whatever. I don't know who I'm more angry at. I don't know if I'm angry at everyone else or if I'm angry at myself for being angry at everyone else. Okay, I'm going to pause the broadcast one last time. I'm going to call my work and tell them that I'm going to be back as a customer and not an employee. Sorry, I'll try and be quick. Okay, well, security was not mad at me. In the way that I thought they would be. Well, they weren't mad at all, so... Slowly salvaging that situation. I didn't yell at my grandpa, by the way. I just told him that I was busy, and he really, really obviously did not seem to really think that I was busy at all. Because I'm sitting here in a t-shirt and my underwear, no socks, with a video game controller on and a headset on, and I'm playing Disco Elysium for no one that he can see. So... Anyway. I'm really sorry for all that drama. I don't know how well all of that's gonna age. Probably not very well. I apologize in both advance and retrospect for my behavior. I really need to get my own place, but being a homeowner at my age and in this day and age is not very plausible. I know Polyev was promising that housing was going to be cheaper, but I'm sure that was something everyone was going to promise. Ugh, no, I don't even want to go there. What the fuck am I talking about? 10, she's certainly very polite and helpful, Playsons.
Her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as Mayonette.
And there's quite the trooper. She's a great value add. I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labor.
You must be kidding. There's nothing like that happening.
Depends. How much do you pay the kid?
Sir. What does a young child do with money anyway? No, I save it for her as a fund. She's securing her financial future out there.
Such criminal behavior would not happen in more developed countries.
Some more developed countries, this sort of thing is 2 felonies: child labor and slavery.
Those countries will realize they've raised a lazy and spoiled generation. Are we done with the jokes now?
Her tone is decisive, not at all angry at the insinuation. Are we done with the jokes?
We've had quite enough fun here. Right.
Okay, let's change the subject.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. Every now and then, she nudges her glasses.
Farewell for now, book peddler.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Shopkeeper, what's behind the curtains?
Nothing. Why aren't you browsing the books? Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? You ought to.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Examine the strange cage-like trinket.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges.
And who are the Seminese?
Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Seminine Islands down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fishhead charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
Hello again, esteemed officer. And then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? See those shelves there? Go. Be drawn.
She fiddles with her pendant, then waves her bony fingers directly at you. So what types of books do you have?
Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
Oh yes. How's my precious doing? Mind your own business, sir. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children. It's none of your or anyone's business.
Denial is the way she copes with criticism. The woman before you The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you. Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
This is about the curse. That's why you're afraid?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
She's almost begging you. Ma'am, this is different. I'm a police officer. I need to get in there. It must be beyond the threshold.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
This is different. I'm a police officer. I need to get in there.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
The curtains do seem frail suddenly, not robust enough to contain a slippery darkness.
I don't care. You can't stop me. I'll open them.
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang.
Hello again, esteemed officer. And
Why are you so
welcome to
uptight about
Crime,
these curtains? I just
Romance,
want to know what's on the other
and
side.
I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
She recites it like it's a poem, or like she's playing a role she's grown tired of.
Why are you still talking about books? Are you trying to put a spell on me?
A spell? As if. This place doesn't need any spells or hoodoo mumbo-jumbo. This place has wonderful energy.
She wavers under your gaze, mouth pressed into a tight-lipped smile. Then something breaks.
Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed. Just like Annette said, they don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
Closes her eyes and starts mumbling something to her
Host
pendant.
of hosts, she prays. Guard me and my curse that lurks behind the curtains.
How does this curse manifest itself?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation.
A shiver runs through the woman as she looks around the dimly lit store.
It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
Annette mentioned that the previous tenants have experienced some financial troubles.
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Why didn't you just tell me right away it's the curse?
It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Wow. Void raves. You have new words.
Have you sought help from anyone?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists, and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards.
She nods at the strange cage-like trinket on the curtains.
The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building. Even though now I fear it's not enough.
Is your pendant part of the wards as well?
Oh, this? No, It's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books. There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people.
Would you like me to take the case? I could investigate, see if the curse is real.
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
My liege, you know what this case calls for? A para-detective.
We're gonna quick save.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome.
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
Ma'am, I came here to help. I've handled paranatural situations before.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
I've returned from the void, a paradetective from a long line of paradetectives.
You're no paradetective. You look nothing like one. And you're clearly a drinker. Pardon me for being so blunt, but...
You look like one. The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook.
I admit I've had my share of drinks, but only because the spectral realm is parapsychologically taxing. I drink the spirits that contain the void.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
Your wards brought me here in the first place. The Simonese blood also runs through me.
You're part Simonese. Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been mere chance. The hand of fate guides us, but I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
No problem whatsoever. Your family is safe. The phantoms are no match for me.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it?
On my honor.
Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
Of course, the entity, for I have sensed its presence.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
The passage between heaven and hell, of course.
Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it. Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin. What you discover? Probably just some office space. Don't be scared.
I like how logic is, like, Inland Empire and logic are kind of arguing with each other a little
please,
bit.
Only a few questions.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Simonese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Oh!
Small terrified O escapes from Plaisance as she tries her best to look away, her round face buried in her hands. Merely looking at that unmanly haircut threatens your masculinity.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Let's see.
Only an echo. No one is there. A hollowed-out, dark echo.
Broke into the communard apartment. My pain threshold is low.
After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
Kit, maybe you should go first? I'll just go.
What is this place?
Looks like a gym to me. Oh, this might be the Artemeps Boxing Club for young athletes.
I think you're right. Though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us.
Some specks of dust shimmer in a ray of streetlight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages?
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
Occam's razor. Always blocked by old window panes and debris. Looks like the remains of the 24-hour window repair shop. A large demodron full of strange liquid. All the animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. Skis of slipstream printed on the laminated top layer.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin. And even ether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a welkin. One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Examine the welkin. This is important.
It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin, green welkin, dread welkin, and the high welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures.
Why would anyone spend so much time on this?
Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
So there's a bit of a meta context here. Or meta text. Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
One of them's a Welkin supremacist.
Mm-hmm. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too.
Lieutenant nods at the Welkin's facial hair. Well, this has been educational. Let's move on from the Welkins.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
Inspect the photos.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
Inspect the schedule.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. Minimi stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
What happened?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details." The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe." The full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s. The handwriting, these lines.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You should
I'm so
adopt
sorry.
one of the Welkins. Your eyes glide over 4 sections.
I didn't mean to go through all that again.
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
He sounds surprised and a bit cautious. Do you think I should turn it on?
We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open. It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Insert the production schedule.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good evening, Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeat Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
Why'd you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Do you have any other information about this company?
One moment.
You hear her flip through a catalog before she reads out with studious care.
Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
Oh.
That's not bad.
Wow. So conceptual.
Hmm.
What's that? This radio call-in radio game?
Any other questions?
Stag drowns her response. Hear her ask when the connection finally improves. What's the production schedule?
The filament you have inserted into the reader.
Oh, right. Thanks for the explanation.
That was a question. Have you inserted it into the core?
Yes.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Password? Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Are you a machine or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's what I get for my comment about a level cap earlier.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Yvonne, my partner tells me that you're here because radio computer guys are all paranoid.
They are merely cautious. It's my job to protect their filaments as a password repeater at the East Insulindian Station.
Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian Repeater Station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by radios. Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Fortress Accident.
That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
The old lady's voice disappears along with the static.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard. Nothing happens. The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Developed as the most advanced RPG in the universe.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
Hold on, how do we know what Cadron mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
What am I looking at?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
This must be an elaborate piece of art.
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants.
Wait, who's the Game Master?
Someone very important. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency.
If it's a game, then who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Ilmara. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
It's ambitious, though.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Why do you say that?
The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nods at the calendar on the chalkboard, wiping his marker-stained fingers clean. Let's go to the lines.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages. Why does art inspire you so much?
It does, yes. But what is art?
Excellent question. Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. It's an expression of imagination and technical skill. Additionally, it's history, criticism, and pure enjoyment. In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined.
Not bad. I don't think I disagree with that.
Have you looked in the mirror lately? You have the exact features of a savage art critic, with that beard and those clothes, disheveled and prophetic. Perhaps you should try to critique architecture too.
Hold on, is architecture also art?
Of course not. It's autism, box drawing, masturbation with a ruler and a sextant or whatever they use. You should demean and criticize the genteel institution of architecture while extolling the virtues of the pure arts.
Wait, what about music? Is it art?
Only the most experimental kind.
I guess I have been feeling critical lately.
Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real, living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic, half cop.
Wait, but don't I have to be 100% cop to get the case finished and all that?
So indecisive. What are you going for here? Some kind of indecisive and camp aesthetic now? Strike a bold shape here. Go art or go home.
Let's opt in.
Exactly. It's not only your duty to only catch the criminals off the street. You must also apprehend criminals of the printing press and the gallery. The trite and derivative artists and writers of the world. Go ahead and provide savage criticisms, art cop. The world is yours to rip to pieces and reassemble.
So it's not being an artist, it's being an art critic. Shot put ball.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
There's a failed business. The only question is, what the hell were they making?
Yes, that is the question.
Lieutenant takes a step back, steepling his
Looks like
hands.
one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
How are they planning to do that?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories.
So like a
functioning as
DM.
master of ceremonies of sorts.
Yeah, so a DM.
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Not in Revachol West, among the ruins.
Right.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
And this was a role-playing game?
Indeed. Those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the We World board game, with hit death thrown in.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
What do you think happened to the company?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Wow.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
They were insane if they thought they could do this. It was just a play to cheat money out of their investors' pockets. The curse got them. I see no other explanation. The world's cold and lonely. This would keep it company. Let's finish it. Do we have any money? Let's give them more money so I can finish it and make it even bigger. Oh, hold on. I'm getting a phone call. Okay. I have a dinner to catch. Do we have any money? Let's give them money so we can finish it and make it even... No.
It's too late for that, I'm afraid.
Says looking around the derelict room, the pipes howl and a rat
Okay,
crosses the floor.
let's keep moving.
I agree. That'll be it for me today. And this is for the best. I'm probably going to have a good time. A good time going out and having a nice dinner, so... again, sorry for my behavior before in the video. This is most likely not going to age very well, but I'll deal with it. And I'll see you all next time. Thank you all so much for watching. I deeply appreciate it. And I will see you all next time.